Star Citizens, and welcome to what should be your fourth video today. I know, like, he puts in a lot of work, right? Like, I like this guy. He keeps pushing out the video. All right, that's enough of that. But welcome to Star Citizen Nightly. This is going to be actually a pretty decent one because we waited until there was actual news. There was only like one piece of news, which was kind of important, but I just decided, hey, we're only going to do Star Citizen Nightly if there's some good stuff in there, you know, some stuff that's going to make your eyes, you know, water a little bit, or maybe it's your mouth water, your eyes tingle. I don't know, something like that. All right, so let's start with our first story, which is this whole thing about like what's happening with Bar Citizen in Shenzhen in China. I guess there was some some team that was like ticketing a pre-event dinner, and it was going to be $27.50, which I believe, I'm not 100% certain how that works. Maybe if I did the math right, then $27.50 is like $400 US dollars. But I'm not 100% sure if it was $27.50 and they already converted it, or $27.50 yuan, I think is the name of the currency there. So yeah, but anyway, CIG didn't have anything to do with it. They told people that they needed to cancel the event or offer it at no charge. So they just offered it at no charge. They said that it's 2,000 attendees. It's kind of like a Citizen Con as far as like the pomp and circumstance that it gets. Like it's a huge event when CIG goes to China. So it's not like a traditional Bar Citizen. So a lot of people were upset because they were thinking like, oh, we're just gonna meet at a bar or whatever, or you're just gonna meet at a hangout spot and that's it. No, it's like a mini Citizen Con when they go to China, because of all the difficulty of getting in and the cost of sending people there and so on and so forth. So they put a lot of effort and time into it. But that being said, it's still free. There's no charge there. But you could understand. I would understand if they had a charge because of the high cost of having an event there. But it wouldn't make sense for them to do it there and not do it other places. So if they're gonna do it with China and charge them, I would think that they would also charge us for going to Bar Citizen. So my guess is, you know, make it $10 to get into a Bar Citizen or something like that. Just because it's much easier for them to hold a Bar Citizen here than there. So the price should be proportionate. But that being said, if you're going to charge them, you got to charge us. And I would just rather you just didn't charge anyone. Because the amount of money you're going to make in China if Star Citizen goes crazy there is going to be insane because of their population. Even if you get 1% of the population into the game, you are killing it, because yeah, that's a lot of people still. So yeah, they're going to make their money back tenfold when the game releases, as long as they say what they're supposed to say when they're there. So yeah, that was a little bit of Star Citizen drama that CIG didn't really do, but they probably could have made sure that people who are doing pre-event dinners and stuff like that are not doing, you know, I don't want to call it a scam, but it seems like it. And if it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, then maybe you should choose better event organizers for the pre-event stuff. All right, moving on. So there's some lighthearted stuff here talking about, you know, when are we gonna get, you know, pizza eating and bottle pouring as far as champagne and pizza. I like this because even though it's like a joke, right? They're just talking about, you know, this stuff. I think what's really relevant here, and maybe they aren't, maybe they are serious. I don't know, Kengi84. If you watch my show, then you tell me, were you joking or whatever. But it seems like a serious question, and maybe I'm getting it wrong. But this is relevant for luxury gameplay. Like, obviously, the pizza thing is not as much luxury, but champagne, you bet your butt that there's going to be champagne on luxury ships. So being able to pour that into a glass and stuff is going to actually be relevant. But CIG didn't seriously answer the question. They just kind of were like, Yeah. Is it deep dish, New York thin, two hands to eat, cloth dynamics, hot mozzarella cheese, swing down, hit your chin? They didn't really answer the question. I feel like this would have been a cool time to actually, you could joke, but then like also answer the question a little bit. Like actually pouring things into other things is gonna come soon, or 4.0 or 1.0, or it's not on the roadmap or something. I think you could have did something like that. But it's just a joke post, so I could think they just, or maybe they only took it as a joke post and that's why they responded that way. Moving on. So this is actually something about the Vulture. Somebody basically asked, why can't the Vulture be rented? And then so I can get out of this one. They ask why, that basically all of the professions can be rented: cargo, mining, and combat. Why can't you rent a Vulture? And then basically the CIG, a dev responded and was like, hey, yeah, you can rent it, just buy it at New Deal. And then they were like, no, buying isn't renting. And they were like, it's an expensive permanent rental contract. But yeah, they were like, that's valid feedback. So looks like we might be getting the Vulture as rentable in game. And because of that, I actually have a ship that is currently a Vulture, as I'm waiting to upgrade it to something else, but I haven't made a final decision on what that's going to be yet. Right now it's looking like an RSI Apollo. I might be working that in there somehow to, make up for maybe take the place of the Galaxy or something like that. But anyway, yeah, I have one because I was like, I don't know why these aren't rentable, and I'm not going to buy one in game right now. So I might, if they make these rentable anytime soon, I might actually go in and get one. But it looks like somebody has heard that this should be rentable, so hopefully that makes it into 3.24. I don't see it as a huge problem to be able to rent the ship. It seems like a very easy thing to be able to rent, but at the same time, its rental cost is probably going to be insane because of how much money it makes. So just be prepared for that. But I do think it should be rentable because I think all the profession starters should be rentable. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe they'll come out with a vehicle that can do salvage or something, but I doubt it. Or a weapon. I think you can already do a little salvage with. Can you do salvage with the weapon, or is it just repair? I actually don't know. But I think you can do it with the weapon. I just don't. I haven't done it myself. But yeah, I think that would be cool to make this a rentable ship. Just be prepared for it to be very expensive. But we don't know when that's coming, so we'll see. And this is what I really wanted to get to, and this was the one major thing that I was gonna do the news about, but I was like, I don't know if it's really enough. So basically, they were gonna do .2, and they decided that .2 had enough stuff in it to basically be a .24. So they did internal testing of the patch and said it had enough updates to justify labeling it as 3.24. So the change in version number doesn't indicate any changes to the patch itself or any future patches. It just aligns with what they consider a major update. So the freight elevator, storage access, item banks, personal instance hangars, cargo hall emissions, and more. And then it says an updated version number, Evocati PTU builds, corresponding feedback threads, so on and so forth will be updated. Now, this is my problem. I don't like this. You might, a lot of people talk to me and they're like, oh, like you like everything with CIG and Star Citizen. No, I don't. And here's one of the things I don't like. That stuff was supposed to be in 3.23. It was promised for 3.23. So you pushing it back to 3.24 makes it not here. Makes it not here for 3.23. And of course my phone goes off in the middle of a video, but that's okay. That's what we do here. We shoot this live. No stops. So back to what I was saying. I don't like that they pushed it to 3.24. I get that it was a separate patch anyway. It was going to be a .2. I get that. But if all they're doing is changing it to 2.4, if it was just going to get the same day it was going to come out, I would be okay with it if this was like a week difference, a 2-week difference. But we're coming up on what, a month? We're coming up on a month after 3.23 and you're just going to call the thing that we should have gotten 3.23 3.24. I get it. Delays happen. Things go wrong. You can't get things out the door. But I would have rather you just waited to drop 3.23 than to hold all this stuff back and just call it another patch, because it doesn't seem right to me generally. Now, I've been following Star Citizen a long time, so I know that this isn't like the first time weird things have happened with the naming conventions of patches and things like that. But this is a problem that CIG could fix very easily. We can wait. I know people are going to complain. I know people are going to hammer it in the comments and Spectrum, but we can wait. We can wait for the patch. Just get it right. We would rather wait. I know I would rather wait. I don't want to speak for everybody and say we, but I would rather wait and get what is promised to us the first time, rather than getting all the piecemeals of what is promised to us. But I'm probably beating a dead horse about that. I don't particularly like that it's being called 3.24 without adding anything new. If they added something, if they released another ship or something, I might be, and maybe that's what they're going to do. Maybe they're going to surprise us with something extra. But what it says here, the change in version number doesn't indicate any changes to the patch itself or any further patches. So it says the change in version number doesn't indicate any changes, but there still could be changes. So we'll see. I hope there is something new in it to justify the new number. But if there isn't, I'm just like sitting here like, CIG, this is a mistake. And you should have just give us what we asked for. If nothing else, take all the other stuff that you're trying to fix, push that stuff to a 3.24 and give us our freight elevator, storage access, item banks, cargo hauling missions, and instance hangars. Give us our stuff. At this point, I'm starting to feel like I'm owed, CIG. You gave us one patch in 6 months. You gave us one patch, one major patch in 6 months, or is it 7 months? One major patch in 7 months, and then you push half of the patch, half of the stuff that's important in the patch, back another month, while basically not telling us you're pushing it back a month, and then you change the patch number. CIG, get it together. Get it together. I'm not a fan. Not a fan of the 3.24. All right, moving on. This is something I'm a fan of, CIG. So Xenothreat is going to run until June 25th, which means tomorrow at 8 UTC. I wish it would run for a little bit longer. I think the missions should run a little bit longer because it's the same thing as last time. If you can't get on a good server, you're probably not going to get any good gameplay. And I also couldn't get in. Last weekend I couldn't get in. It was just this last weekend I couldn't get in until Sunday. Was it Sunday? Yeah, I couldn't get in until Sunday. So I couldn't play Friday, couldn't play Saturday. Then I got in Sunday, and then I was able to finish one of the missions, and then like life got in the way, so I had to like get off for the second mission. But it's just like, I feel like I did have enough time to do it generally, but it's just a medium armor set. I'm not tripping. I got like 50 armor sets from subscribing, but I just feel like it could have went a little bit longer, especially because they kind of lumped everything together. So we had Xenothreat and we had Alien Week all patched in together. So I guess the Xenothreat and Alien Week kind of goes together because Xeno is like alien. I don't know the lore of it. Somebody correct me, but Xenothreat, Xeno I know means like alien or external or something like that. So I guess it kind of goes together, but I'm also like, nah. I wish it would just run until next weekend. I just wish it would go until next weekend and then end it on Sunday night or something. I think that would have been better. But hey, let's get to what's actually coming this week. So obviously I'm reading This Week in Star Citizen today, which is Monday, June 24th. And then tomorrow we get a lore post Galactopedia update. Then we get the roadmap update and roadmap roundup, which I am looking forward to because I'm hoping that he's going to say something about that 3.24 thing. And then we get Inside Star Citizen on Thursday, which I'm assuming will be more of introductions to people, more, you know, meet the developer kind of stuff, and then maybe some deeper content at the end about stuff that's cool as far as the game. And then on Friday we're gonna get 3 things. We're gonna get our weekly newsletter, we're gonna get our Star Citizen Live, and we're gonna get our Jump Point, the June 2024 issue. And I can't wait to see the sneak peek because it better be the Guardian. And that's what I'm hoping comes with 3.24 that will make me not be so upset with it, is if we get the Guardian just randomly in a patch rather than waiting for an event. That would be pretty cool. So I'll give you that. Or the Raylan. The Raylan. Alien Week's over today, and there was no major alien announcement. Just, hey, here's some cool ships to buy. We're not working on any alien content at all, but here's some cool alien ships to buy. No news about the Banu Merchantman. No news about the Raylan. We're not even going to tell you that we're working on it. Just, hey, here's some alien ships. So, yeah, I guess if you really were looking forward to an alien ship, this was your time. But other than that, not so much. And then Saturday is the Shenzhen Bar Citizen event, the one that I was just talking about that had the whole fiasco with the money. But yeah, that's pretty much it for Star Citizen Nightly. We will see you in the next one tomorrow. Peace.